back to the Francescan Disorder, and if you've just bumped into me for the first time, please consider being a friend by subscribing. Today's video is going to be a double-barreled one. First of all, we're going to be drinking mulled wine as we're doing this video, because we're talking about something that you could potentially be drinking something like mulled wine for. So if you're hosting a guest, or if you're going to be a Christmas guest, this is the time of the year for mulled wine. So for the start of this video, you're going to see us make the mulled wine. You're going to see us make the mulled wine, and we're going to talk whilst we drink. So stick around if you'd like to see. Oh, by the way, what are we talking about? We're going to be talking about etiquette. We're going to be talking about etiquettes. I like to say guest tickets. However, there are also some host tickets. I think it goes both ways really. So there are guest tickets and host tickets, just general etiquettes that you should observe if you're hosting or you've been invited as a guest this Christmas time. And always, to be honest, Christmas time and any other time people invite you to their house, or you're hosting people over at your house. These are things that I think many people know. However, we may tend to forget these things. They're just common sense really, but sometimes people need their memories joggled. And if I'm being honest, some people probably don't know about these things. So we're going to talk about all of these things. I'm going to turn on the lights. I don't know if the lights make it better or worse, but we're going to be talking about all of these things in today's video. For today's video, I'm wearing my Christmas jumper, my red Christmas jumper that has snowflakes on it. And it might look, again, like I'm not wearing anything on the bottom, but I actually am. I'm wearing a pair of leggings. They just tend to be, I feel like they're very close to my skin. So what do you think? They're orange.
They're orange.
But in a previous video, it looks like I wasn't wearing anything. Yeah. So I have those leggings. So don't think I'm naked. Anyway, we're going to do the first thing now, which is make the mulled wine. See you there. Oh, can I tell you what mulled wine is? So mulled wine is actually hot wine. I'm saying can I tell you what it is, because maybe some people know about it, maybe some, I don't know where it's from. Is it from the UK? Is it a British thing?
I think so, yeah.
Is it?
It's been here for a long time, yeah.
No, it's been here for a long time, obviously.
I don't know who first mulled wine.
Okay, you may or may not know about mulled wine, but mulled wine is just actually hot wine. So it's this bottle of wine, but then it's made hot. But you'll see us doing all of that, and you'll watch us as we progress in this video. We're now ready to warm up the wine. You're not supposed to boil it, but you're supposed to make it warm. If you know that you can make something warm without boiling it. So we're going to turn on the cooker. Okay, so what the herbs has done is he's just moved it to a smaller hob. She's pouring it into the pot there. Our mulled wine there. I'm just gonna give it a taste. What do you think about it?
It's almost spicy, isn't it?
It's nice and warm. This is something that you can take to your guests, or you can offer your guests. Sorry, you can take to your host, or you can offer to your guests. when they come to your house at Christmas. You know, any other time of the year you can offer them anything else, but this is a Christmas special. So in today's video, as I said, we're doing guest tickets, and host tickets. I'm just calling it guest tickets and host tickets just so that it's not a mouthful. But we're going to start from the guests. The first thing for the guest would be, if there's a dress code, you need to honor it. For example, if someone says, you know, dress code for today's or for visiting my house today is jeans and a white t-shirt, please wear jeans and a white t-shirt. Please, like, there's a reason why the host asked you to wear that. If you're not able to, you know, meet up with the dress code, perhaps speak to the host. What do you think?
Yeah, you should listen to the dress code. You dress. Especially at Christmas.
You are the king of fancy dress, aren't you? The host, sorry?
No.
You are. The host actually won best costume at his work's fancy dress party, you know, a week or two ago. Anyway, so for example, at Christmas, there might not be a particular dress code, or there might be at Christmas, but a good thing to always wear, even if there's no dress code at Christmas, is, you know, festive dressing. For example, I'm wearing my Christmas jumper.
Even if there's not a dress code, then you should dress smartly.
Yeah, if there's no dress code, then dress smartly. The next thing is time. Please arrive on time. If your host asks you to arrive at 3, if they say 3 o'clock, please arrive. Be knocking on their door at 3 o'clock. You don't want to come 2 minutes before. 2 minutes before 3 o'clock is still a good time if they said 3 o'clock. However, you don't want to arrive at 2:30. Your host will probably not be ready, and you don't want to just, you know, blatantly be late and arrive something like 3:30. If you're going to be a few minutes late, say 5-10 minutes late, 15 minutes max, let your host know that you're running late, and there better be a reasonable thing that is keeping you late, because, you know, these things happen, and, you know, there might just be traffic. It might just be on that day that the train's on strike. These things happen, but just reasonably late. Yeah, don't arrive too early, don't arrive however, if they say arrive around 3 o'clock, it means you can arrive anytime between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, or anytime between 3 o'clock and 3:30. Do you think so?
Yeah.
If they say arrive around, they didn't say 3 o'clock and they didn't say 3:30. That's my thought anyway.
But you never arrive places on time.
Sorry?
You never arrive places on time.
This is not time to attack me. The next etiquette is, by the way, we're still on guests at the moment. Don't arrive empty-handed. There's no reason for you to arrive anywhere empty-handed, unless your ghost. Why do I keep saying ghost? Unless the host specifically says don't bring anything. Some people like to ask the host, if they're going somewhere, some people like to ask, would you like me to come with anything? That's always a good thing to do if you don't know what to take with you. But a bottle of wine is always a good thing to take to a place. If it's a housewarming party, there are like housewarming presents. If you don't know, the internet is always a good place. If it's a housewarming party, some sort of cactus plants is always a good thing to take there, is it not? Do you not think? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a bottle of wine is always a safe bet. If it's a birthday, cake is always a good thing. Do you not think so? Yeah, so for Christmas, take more wine.
But that's more.
Sorry?
You don't want every party guest to have a Washington cake.
No. Which leads to us saying, by all means, ask. The next point, we're going to say, when you're invited to somewhere, if they say bring a +1, you know, that's always fine, so bring a +1. However, if they haven't said bring a +1, please don't just show up at your host's house with someone that was not invited to the party. You can always, again, if you're not sure, you can always ask if you could bring someone, or like if it's someone that you couldn't leave maybe back home, someone that was your own guest as well, or you couldn't come there without them, just let your host know that this person is coming, and let them say they're happy for such and such person to be there, or they're not happy for such and such person to be there. Do you have another tip?
Don't be too eager to leave
Oh,
the party.
yeah. When you arrive, when you get to your host's place, don't be too eager to leave. Especially if they said this party starts from this time to this time. If they didn't say a time, then obviously knowing well, don't be too eager to leave. If they didn't say a time, be sure that by the time you're leaving, there's not much to do again, or you can gauge your host's mood, I think, or read the room, at all times. Just read the room and read the situation. In line with don't be too eager to leave, I'll just drink. In line with don't be too eager to leave, there's also don't overstay your welcome. So it also just ties into don't be too eager to leave. Don't be too eager to leave and don't overstay your welcome. There's nothing much that needs to be said there. Know when you have nothing else to offer, or when your host might be looking tired and they might not want to ask you to leave. So leave. If you also know your host's routine, like some people know that, oh, this person goes to bed at such and such a time. Excuse me.
Or they have kids that need to be put to bed.
Yeah, or they have kids that need to be put to bed. There's no reason for you to be. So if your host, you know your host routine, you know that they go to bed at 9 p.m. There's no reason for you to be there. 9:05. They're looking at you, you're looking at them. They don't want to ask you to leave. Just use your head. Or if they have kids, you need to leave at a reasonable time when the kids can go to bed. And these people that have kids are tired. Okay, do you have any other?
Give a helping hand. Off to help out your host with these things.
Very important. Give a helping hand. I would say give a helping hand, but don't be over domineering in another person's house. Always ask, would you like a hand? Is there anything I could do for you? Your host might say yes, do this or do that, or they might just say no, or they might just say just sit there and be pretty. But offer to help. Don't just go there and cross your legs. Is there anything else?
Provide by the host's rules.
This one was in my head. I don't know how I forgot it. But please don't go to people's house and just, be stupid there. Don't go breaking their things. Don't go. If your host says take your shoes off at the door, please take your shoes off at the door. Especially if some people take their shoes off at the door. If people say don't stand by the wall, by the way, maybe I'm calling myself out, or maybe I'm showing myself and the kind of host that I am. But you don't come to my house. You don't come into my house with your shoes. You don't come to my house and touch my walls. Like, why are you touching my walls, please? Why are you going to my wall? You don't go to people's house and touch any and anything. Especially if they say to you, please don't touch this thing. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Like, people's houses are their sanctuaries, and don't go there and go and desecrate other people's sanctuary. It's not nice. Well, if I'm being honest, if someone comes to my house and is a nasty person, I'm not inviting them again. Or if they ask to come to my house, in the future, you'll see me making excuses why I don't want them in my house. It's because they've come to my house before and they've done things that I don't like. Or I might just tell them plain, I don't like that you did this, and because of that, I'm not letting you into my house again. The next point is accept whatever hospitality your host is offering you. If there's food, it's normal to go to someone's house and say, oh, if they say, would you like something to drink, water, anything, you can say something like, oh, I'm fine for now, thank you. But don't outright, especially depending on also what the event was for or what the invitation was for. It might be like a dinner invitation. If it's a dinner invitation, of course, just eat whatever you're given. Try whatever you're given. Don't make the host look like they've cooked, shit and given to you. It's their food. Don't make the host feel bad. Like I don't know about other people, but they've tried. I know that I do put, I say I don't know about other people. It's kind of universal that you put effort when people are coming into your house. So they've tried and they've done so much to have you in their home at this time. Try their food. If there's any reason why you don't like their food, let it be something reasonable. Let it not be oh, I'm just who I am, I was born this way, I don't like it. I don't know, I can't place my hands on something unreasonable now, but you know what I mean. I'm sure that everybody here is sensible. If you're watching me, you're sensible. I don't think anyone sensible person is watching me. And don't overstretch your host's hospitality. If they give you a bottle of wine or if they offer you something, don't go there and start asking things like, open another bottle of wine for me. Like, let them know that there's a different way. Again, it also depends on what sort of relationship you have with the person. There are different ways to ask someone for more without being pushy about wanting more. And I think you know what I mean. Okay, I think I'm gonna top up my wine because that's almost gone. So I've topped it up very, very much there. I'm just going to leave it here while I can reach because I'm going to be drinking a lot. Okay, so it's nice and warm. So we finished for the guests. The next bit of Christmas visits and seeing people at Christmas is that if you're not a guest, then you're a host. And for a host, there are also rules that you should, well, not rules, just tips that you should follow to be a great host. I believe we're super hosts, don't you think we are? I'm sure that everybody that is watching this believes that they're a super host, but yeah. So what makes us such a super host? Number one tip is, give us our first tip, please.
Welcome people to a tidy house.
Even if you live in a pigsty, even if you're happy with living in a pigsty on a normal day, please don't bring people into your pigsty. Well, I don't think anybody just brings people into their mess. Some people do, but it's always handy to welcome people into a tidy house. And welcome people into a tidy house there are also other things that you could do to keep people welcome or make people feel welcome into your house, and make people feel that you've done this, that, and that. You've put effort to have them there. You can make the house smell nice, diffusers, candles. We're a candle freak couple in this house. We love candles. Oh, sorry, for the guests as well. Something you can always take to your host is candles. Well, if they do love candles like us, we love candles. You can always bring us candles. We're always burning candles in this house. So diffusers, candles, keep the temperature of your house in this part of the world warm. Keep it warm enough for people, not too hot, not too cold. It's cold outside. You don't want people to come into your house and be shaking. However, you don't also want them to feel suffocated in your house. And if you live in a warm country, air conditioners, use them. For cold countries, use your heating. Don't be tight hands. I mean, cost of living and heating now it's not smiling, but be nice. The next point I'll say is don't keep your guests waiting for too long. Like if you tell your guests to come to you at 3 o'clock, I assume that around 3 o'clock you were ready and waiting. Not that when your guests arrive at 3 o'clock, that's when you're going to shower, or that's just when you started cooking. I mean, there are some foods that your guests need to be there for you to cook and serve them, or some foods are better cooked just before they're eaten. But be sure that you've had the preparation for everything up to the time when your guests are there, so that when your guests are there, they have your full attention for the most of the time. It brings me also to another point. Attend to your guests. Don't leave your guests just sitting down there and like you go to somebody's house and they're not attending to you. Maybe they leave you and they're going to say, not cook even. Well, cook is reasonable. As a guest, maybe if your host is cooking, maybe go into the kitchen with them and have a conversation with them. And as a host as well, if you're still going to be cooking, maybe invite your guests into the kitchen, but don't make them stand. Maybe have a seat for them there and have a conversation. That's part of hosting. So cook is reasonable. As I said, there might be some foods that need to be cooked just before they are served. Would you like me to top up your drink? Tell me, man.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I think I was saying that before I started topping up his drink, I was saying there are some foods that obviously need to be cooked just before they're eaten. You know, have your guests sit there with you and make that food, talk to them. However, what is not acceptable is your guest is there sitting and you're there cleaning the bathroom, or you're there, I don't know, sewing, or you're working. In this age and time where everybody works from home, there might be something very urgent that just came up before your guests arrive. I'm sure that your guests will be reasonable enough to understand if you explain to them properly, but it has to be very reasonable. But yeah, let's not overstretch the unforeseen circumstances, because you know that it's not normal. It's just again, it's unforeseen circumstances and it's not normal. It's very rare in rare cases. Anyway, next point is accept a helping hand. So say, you know, your guests come and you're doing things that need to be cooked just before they go out. Accept a helping hand, or even when you're trying to gather things, maybe bringing drinks out to them. They say, oh, can I give a hand? Can I? So accept a helping hand. Even if you're not going to accept a helping hand because maybe you like things to be done in a certain way, or because you don't want to overwork your guests, which I think is another point, don't overwork your guests. So maybe because you don't want to overwork your guests, let them be nice about telling them, oh no, don't worry, just sit pretty, or don't just frown your face and go, no, it's okay, it's fine, as if they were forcing you to do that. But yeah, do accept a helping hand. Don't make your guests feel awkward, because some people don't like to just sit there and be served, so don't make them feel awkward. Which brings me to the point where I say, know your guests. I just said some people don't like to sit there and be served. You will know what type of guests you have if they're that type of guest. And knowing your guests also goes to knowing what they like, what their tastes are, what they like to do. You can't be bringing, say, a vegetarian to your house and you're serving them meats. Why? Or you can't just invite someone that eats meat to your house and you say, oh no, I've gone vegan. Why? Why are you doing that? Sorry?
You can do that. You can serve a meat to a vegetarian.
What if they want to eat meat?
That's the thing, you can't. I think if you're a vegetarian, it's fine to serve vegetarian food.
No, well, I don't know, I don't think so.
Everyone can eat vegetarian.
That's what you think, but what if somebody is like a very carnivorous person?
They can take a break from killing animals.
Huh?
They can take a break from killing animals. They can go from McDonald's and all that. You don't have to serve meat if you're a vegetarian.
I think the jury is out on that one. No, I think leave it in the comment section. Tell us what you think. By all means, let us know what you think in the comment section on that one. Yeah, I would like to know, because my father, for example, I wouldn't invite my father to my house, who has eaten meat all his life, and all of a sudden, the reason I'm saying my father is because, you know, I'm more likely to go vegetarian or go vegan than my father is in this time of his life. Then I invite him to the house and say he's coming for dinner.
Yeah.
And for my father, food is not complete without some sort of meat or fish.
But what if you're vegetarian?
Yeah, so if I'm vegetarian, I have to make sure that I give him, I don't know.
But if you're vegetarian, you wouldn't cook meat. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you wouldn't cook meat.
I cook other.
No, but you wouldn't. You know, if you're committed vegetarian or vegan, you cook meat in your house.
Again, the jury is out.
That'll be like saying the Jewish version should serve sausages.
No, I don't agree. Well, no, yeah, I don't think it's the same.
Kind of is.
Do you think?
Yeah, some people are as committed to vegetarianism and veganism as people are to religion.
I see. Okay, well, let us know what you think in the comment section. The next point is, please don't be a boring host. don't bring people to your house to just sit there and look at you eat. Well, we're just sat at the table, we finish eating and we just sit there and look at each other. Are there activities you can do? Are there games? Are there, could you take your guests out for a walk? Is there something to do whilst they're at your house? Or could they have just had the food at their house and sat at their house and eat and then stay quiet and be by themselves? Don't be a boring guest, so entertain your guest. Host, actually, sorry, I think I've been saying guest and I'm talking to the host now. So entertain your guest, don't be a boring host. Next one is, I think I already said attend to your guest, don't leave your guest and maybe go and be doing something else. And then the next one is find a polite way to ask your guest to leave. Don't stand up and just say, right, leave my house. Well,
that's what you said, isn't it?
Sorry? Well, that's what I do, but
get out of my house.
The people I do it to are hardly guests. I do that to my siblings when they come here because they're troublesome people. Yeah, but when I say guests, you know what I mean. And my siblings as well. When I try to have a formal, hosting with them, they don't let it be formal. They come here as if they're my siblings. So what would you have me to? So I kick them out as if they're my siblings. Don't be like me or my siblings. Have more creative way and polite ways to ask your guests to leave or let your guests know that time is up. If you say something like, how would you let the guests know that time is up?
Well, I'm pooped.
Stop.
You don't do that.
Oh, stop.
Why?
Why would you do that? Be more sensible, please.
Nice day. Nice yaps, mate. You look at it and go, nice yaps, mate. You're gonna get home, don't you?
Stop now, be more sensible.
I would do that.
You could say something like, oh, I've got work very early tomorrow morning, or I've got a very, early start, or whatever it is you do, work, children have to go to school early in the morning. Or you could say things like, I've had such a long day, or I'm getting tired already. I don't know, I'm sure you can find something. As I already said, the people watching me are very sensible. Okay. So, can you think of anything else?
No, not really.
I can't think of anything else as well, both on the host and on the guest side. I really can't think of anything else. So if you know anything else, or if you thought of anything else, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will be responding. I would like to have a conversation with you. It would be nice to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe and please share this to everybody you know and tell them to subscribe and be a friend. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.
Bye.